exactly is the paraphrasing, how one should paraphrase in the topic, what role does it play in your IELTS in improving you and giving you a good band score for the writing and the speaking section. Apart from that, about what is the role of the word count, or I would say specifically the instruction limits in your IELTS listening and the reading section. So let's learn about it one by one. So to simply, what is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing means it you are provided with a sentence. You need to rephrase the given sentence in your own words, making sure that you are not altering the meaning of the original statement. Whatever statement has been provided to you, look at the specific words, rewrite it in your own words, or specifically use the synonyms, and then change into different, write in a different way. But while doing all the procedures, make sure the meaning is not altered. That's the most important part of the paraphrasing. Now, what challenge we do face if as a candidate, or let's suppose if I talk about an essay topic, if we have very big topic, often the times when we start paraphrasing it or rephrasing the given topic in our own words, whatever we have understood, sometimes the paraphrasing is not done completely, which eventually results in a lower band score. So remember, if I'm talking about the writing section, specifically the essay topic as well, if it's quite lengthy, also make sure the meaning of the entire original statement is not changed at all. That is what we call the paraphrasing of a given sentence or the paraphrasing of the topic. Now, what is the focus of the paraphrasing? It's to convey the meaning of the original idea using your own words. How possibly you can come up with your own words? For this, we need to widen the range of vocabularies as well as the synonyms. Now, the very common word that every single time, or even we do use it on a daily basis, is the word, I'd say, is important. Now, important is such a common word we use every single day. Now, slowly and steadily, I need to understand what are the other synonyms of the word important and how we can use it in our sentences. So, important synonyms can be like essential, crucial, vital, pivotal, significant, but I must know what exactly is the appropriate usage of that, so that I can use it as a part of synonyms, I can use it in my own words, and can write down the paraphrasing part. This writing technique is usually used for a short individual passage or idea and is not to be confused with summarizing. Now, often the students, they make the word paraphrasing and summarizing similar to each other. This is where you need to create a line. Paraphrasing is basically the rewriting the same sentence with the same meaning, but in a different way. What is summarizing? Summarizing means you are practically giving an overview again for whatever ideas you have put forth in your essay writing or the report writing section. So summarizing is basically a conclusion of all the things that you have done, but paraphrasing refers to the rephrasing of the words, but it is limited to the short passage. It's limited to the short sentences, not the complete or a big paragraph. So we need to know what is the difference between the paraphrasing and the summarizing. Third thing, a paraphrase will often be similar in length to the original statement and will focus on the core points of that idea. So no matter how long, how short your sentences are, if whatever is the length of the statement, it should be somewhat similar to the original statement only. The only crux to say out of for all the 3 to 4 points is that when you paraphrase the topic, main thing, no matter how long it is, how short it is, make sure that the meaning is not altered in any way at all in your IELTS part. This is where we have to take care of the things. Now, as I mentioned for the writing and speaking, what exactly where we have to paraphrase the topic, but what about its role in the listening and the reading section? Now, if you have solved some of the questions of the reading and listening or for the IELTS, you might have come across the scenario where you might be looking for a specific word, but it's not written exactly the same in the passage. Or maybe the speaker is not saying exactly the same word. You might have come across the statements where that's the question that has been asked to you, the same way of writing is not actually present in the passage. They rather have rephrased the given statement. So this is where often the students lose their concentration, they get distracted, they lose their confidence in solving that type of particular question, because our mind says somewhat we are in habitual of looking for the spotting the words rather than working on the paraphrasing part. So this is why sometimes in the listening and reading section, your paraphrasing plays a crucial role and can be challenging if you are not aware of this particular part. So remember, sometimes for these two modules also, the questions can be paraphrased, the passages statements can be paraphrased. So in you have to inherit the meaning. What exactly is your question and the passage statement saying? Is it giving you the same meaning, same intent, same sentence? And if it's, then the answer definitely lies in that particular line only. So this is how the paraphrasing plays a crucial role in all the four modules of your IELTS. Here is a simple example to show how to paraphrase a topic. If you can look over here, the original statement said, the cook made a fancy dinner, showing they are good at cooking, right? So showing they are good at cooking. Now what you will basically do, look at the words for which you can write the synonyms, or you can write that word in a different way and then try to frame a sentence, making sure not to alter the original meaning. It says the cook made a fancy dinner. The cook served a posh dinner to show their good culinary skills. Now, instead of saying that I'm good at cooking or the cook was good at cooking skills and something, the word culinary skills have been written, which is the same as showing off the cooking skills. That's how we have to write down the paraphrasing part. Let's have a look at more of the examples as well. No. The students who are new to this paraphrasing concept and are afraid of how exactly to do. Also, if the paraphrasing concept might not be new for you, but still if you are struggling how to paraphrase, then work on the 4 R's of paraphrasing. What are those 4 R's? The first R is the word reword. Reword means think of, can you replace any words with the synonyms? Look at all the words present in the original text. Think of the possible synonyms, which word for which particular word you can replace it. And the idea is change as many words as possible using the synonyms. So basically, if you have 7 to 8 words in an original text, and out of 7 to 8 words, if you think if you try possibly that apart from the grammatical words like the, is, and, by, all those grammatical words, look for the remaining words for which you can write the synonyms, or you can rewrite in a different way, use it, right? For example, if I say, let's suppose I say one thing, air pollution is increasing day by day, right? Or here, leading to several diseases, airborne diseases. I rephrased it in a different way. I wrote it something like this: the quality of the air is deteriorating, leading to several airborne diseases. Practically, it's giving me the same meaning, only the way of writing becomes slightly different. That's what is the role of paraphrasing. Second, rearrange. Now, once you figure out the synonyms for the words of the original text, think of, can you move some words? Can you change it from active sentence to the passive sentence? Can you convert the given simple statement to the complex statement or not? Try working on interchanging of the structure. This is going to give more clarity to your paraphrased text, specifically in the writing section. Third R is realize. Now realize, let's take, if there is any kind of information such as related to dates or when I say names, I'm talking about any name. I'm talking about the proper noun, means the specific name of any person, place, or thing. Obviously, it cannot be changed. If my name is Kashish, it's not gonna be changed. It doesn't have its synonym. If it's the name of the book is The Time Machine, obviously there will be no synonym for that. If today's date is 7th or 8th of August, it can't be changed. So this is one thing you have to realize, even in the text of the passage, or maybe in the writing section or the speaking section, if you're encountering such a scenario, you cannot change the proper noun, the time, the year, or the dates, right? So you have to work on this. Now, I specified the word names and dates or years, but when it comes to certain numbers, that definitely can be changed in your paraphrase. For example, if your original sentence said, okay, over 10 years of time period, an enormous change has been observed in the development. This is one of the sentences. Now, I will focus on all the words given over there. Over 10 years, enormous, change, development. I'll think of the synonyms for those words. Now, if you look at the word 10 years, can't we write the word a decade? Yes, we can. A decade stands for 10 years. So rather than rewriting it as it is like 10 years, use the word over a decade. And that's how for some of the numerical based values, we have to end up writing the synonyms. Some percentages can be written into words. For example, let's say if I said 10%. So if you do the basic maths that we have studied, so if we convert the percentage into fraction and do the basic maths, we come across 1 by 10 as the last one, can be simply put as 1/10. So if you come across such numbers in your writing text or the speaking, or maybe in the reading passages or the listening part, think of the ways in which it can be rewritten in order to avoid any kind of confusion. That is what I mean by when I say the word realize. So some of the things that can never be changed is your date, the years, and the proper noun. Apart from that, there is a possibility that you can definitely expect the synonyms of those. The next one is your recheck. Now, once you are done with the finding out the synonyms, rearranging the statements, figuring out which can be changed and cannot be changed, the most important thing is the organization of all the things. Now, once you have written your paraphrasing, or once you have understood what the paraphrased version of it, ask yourself whether I have included all the crucial information as mentioned in the original text in the paraphrased version or not. Ask yourself just for a second of the time spent on this. Is it giving me the original meaning? Is it giving me the same meaning as present in the original text or not? Once you are done with this, then move to the next step. So this is how the 4 hours of paraphrasing, or I will say the 4 steps of paraphrasing, is definitely going to help you to give an effective paraphrased structure of a sentence. So far, any questions, any doubts over here regarding paraphrasing or regarding the 4 hours? Anything?
Ma'am, like what if we don't know any word, like in the paraphrase, in the sentence it is given, and we are not able to paraphrase that sentence, what we can do?
So that in that case, Sanjit, see, the first thing is that I would recommend is to start working on the vocabularies, right? Synonyms part. The second, just in case if the situation occurs in your paper that you are not aware of the synonym, maybe exact synonym, think of the rewriting it in a different way. For example, if I say the word air pollution, right? I Because there is no synonym for the word air pollution. Air pollution is kind of a proper noun itself. But now I want to rephrase it. I just spend a moment of the time and think, can I rewrite it in a different way, that but giving me the same understanding? Can I say that air quality is deteriorating somehow?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. This is what you have to, if you don't know the exact synonym of that particular word, think what else I can rewrite, in which other format I can rewrite. If so, there will be a lot of very common words in your essay topic that you will be aware of. So you can simply start learning the common synonyms for the very common words, right? First thing. Now, if
Okay,
there's
ma'am. Thank
such
you,
word
ma'am.
or you don't have any idea, literally you cannot think of neither the synonym nor you cannot understand how to, just replace it with the other word. In that case, you can just rewrite that word for that moment, but it should be like one word. That's enough. One or two words, but not every single word. Fine. This is
Okay,
the
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
welcome. Okay, now let's have a look at an example. It says Shimla is an interesting place and one must visit. Now, if you look at, let's apply the 4 R's over here. Look at the words for which you can write the synonyms of. Shimla is a proper noun. I cannot change it. I have to rewrite it like this. Is and they are the grammatical words. Interesting. So for interesting, I can definitely rewrite it like captivating, wonderful, fascinating, mesmerizing. Any of the words I can use. And one must visit. So here the paraphrase version is Shimla proves to be a captivating destination that one must explore. Instead of visit, now we do the word explore. Another way you can write it like this in a simple sentence. Also, you can write you must or one must visit Shimla. Full stop. It's captivating, and put an exclamatory mark over there. That's another way in which you can paraphrase the topic. So look for the synonyms for which, look at the words for which you can write the synonyms. He has a lot of stuff to throw away. Again, I will highlight the words. Now, if you look at the word a lot of, that's definitely we cannot use in the writing part, because a lot of is a very, very informal word, and informal words are not allowed in our writing section. Therefore, instead of writing a lot of, tons of, lots of, these are the synonyms. We will either stick to many, we will stick to numerous, we will stick to plethora of, any of the synonyms. But again, now, with respect to the given statement, I cannot use the word plethora of stuff to throw away, because it will make the word, I would say, the inappropriate choice of the word, leading to an incorrect collocation, and you will be marked for the incorrect writing. Okay, what if our paraphrase version is larger than the given text? It won't happen, or it won't happen, or if it is even if it is happening, try to first recheck, is there something unnecessary things you have written. The second thing, even if it is happening, make sure that the original meaning is not altered at all. The proof is the first question statement. Shimla is an interesting place and one must visit. If you look at the number of words, it's definitely increased, but it's not changing the meaning of the original statement. It barely happens, but if it is happening, it's fine. It's completely fine. But make sure that your meaning is not altered at all. That's the major concept of the paraphrasing. Moving ahead, I hope that answers the question. No is asked. Okay. So this is the original passage. If you look at this, so students frequently overuse direct quotations in taking notes, and as a result, they overuse quotations in the final research paper. Now, let's suppose, what if this kind of statement or a topic related to something came. Now, what you will be doing, you will be underlining the main keywords of the question, write down the synonyms just above it, think of the possible ways in which you can rewrite the sentence in your own words, thereby trying to reduce the number of words as well. Here, let's have a look at the paraphrased version. Students often, frequently, use too many direct quotations when they take notes, resulting in too many of them in the final research paper. Probably only about 10%, or we can also write as 1/10 of the final copy, should consist of directly quoted materials. Final manuscript should appear as a directly quoted matter. This has been rephrased into this version. Instead of therefore, you can use hence, you can use thus. So here hence is used. it is important to limit the amount of source material copied while taking notes. If you look at the above and the below statement, there are a lot of words that have been changed, but it's making sure the original context is not altered at all. That's how the paraphrased version is. So let's suppose if the original passage, let's suppose it's a statement of the reading passage, and this is the type you might get into the question part. So practically, you need to understand the meaning, what has been given to you. The meaning is gonna be same no matter how, in what ways it has been written. Now let us understand why paraphrasing is important in the IELTS exam. First, it demonstrates your language proficiency. So the test takers, the examiner is able to understand the test takers' ability to express their ideas effectively in the English writing. It's a good way through which the examiner is able to assess your language proficiency. Because language proficiency, IELTS is all about the language paper only. They're not, as we had already the session yesterday, and we already mentioned, it's not a knowledge paper, it's a paper to check your language ability. So paraphrasing is one of the crucial steps that is going to demonstrate your language proficiency in English. Second, address different question types. IELTS is known to include various question types, such as where you need to write down an essay, a report, a letter, or there are different kind of reading and the listening questions or the speaking questions where they will paraphrase the things. They will use a lot of synonyms. Therefore, as a candidate, you must be aware of paraphrasing. You should keep on practicing, starting from the very small sentences, taking a larger chunk of the sentence. Not only you will your concept of paraphrasing will clarify, but also you will be able to learn a lot of synonyms over there. Third, improves the score. Now, if you are eyeing for a 7 or above higher score, do make sure that your paraphrasing is completely giving you the original meaning. It actually helps you to improve the band scores for both the writing and the speaking. Apart from that, if you know what is the concept of paraphrasing, it will be very easy for you to solve the questions of the reading section. And within hardly few seconds of the time, you will be able to locate in the passage statement and answer the questions for the reading section. So ultimately, if you understood the passage statement, if you understood the paraphrase statement, your answer is going to be correct, which eventually will lead to a good band score. Now, how the paraphrasing and IELTS band scores are correlated. Now, if you look at band 5, they actually said the student is using the minimum range of vocabulary, frequent errors which cause problems with the meaning. So practically they are talking about the paraphrasing only. You have tried using the synonyms, but it wasn't effective as per the given essay topic or the report writing topic. That is going to cause a problem, or the meaning is not exactly the same as the original text. As you include more of the things, it will lead to band 6. Band 6 says the student is using adequate range of vocabulary, some errors, but the meaning is clear. That the student tried attempting the paraphrasing. He has used multiple synonyms, but there might be one or few errors or inappropriate word choices in selection of the words, but the meaning is clear. It's giving you the original meaning. Band 7 says the student has used quite a good number of vocabulary. There are few errors, but the meaning remains the same. The meaning remains the same. That same goes for band 8 as well. So this is how your marks are assessed in your IELTS writing task, specifically writing and the speaking task, and how it's being correlated to the paraphrasing. I hope this much is clear to everyone. Is there any question? Anyone with the question? All right. So here's the thing. Why do people generally paraphrase? So there are several reasons why the paraphrasing is done. The first, it helps to avoid plagiarism. Like means it will prevent you from copying someone else's notes. That's what the paraphrasing is all about. Second, it also provides support for claims or add credibility to the writing. So obviously, when you paraphrase, you will be using good amount of synonyms. The examiner will be impressed that no, you have a wide range of vocabulary, wide range of synonyms, leading to increasing the way of writing, enhance its effectiveness, eventually leading to a good band score. It demonstrates your understanding and provides an alternative method to using indirect and direct quotes in your own words frequently. So, as we have already mentioned, what's the role of paraphrasing? It's giving the more clarity to the reader, whosoever is reading. Plus, even if you have seen often the time, like many of the authors write some of the sentences in very different ways for the effective writing. Fine. So this is not okay. It helps to ensure that you use sources to communicate something important to your readers. That is why the synonyms, the vocabularies, if you have attempted the classes before, or if you are reading something online with respect to the IELTS, you might have come across the people saying that paraphrase the thing, use different kind of vocabularies, use wider range of vocabularies. It's not only about using the words respective to the topics in your entire writing or the speaking task. It's also for you to get yourself familiar with the concept of paraphrasing and learning the wide range of synonyms for the respective vocabulary. So this is the role of the paraphrasing in your IELTS exam pertaining to all the 4 modules. All right. Any questions? Okay. Okay. For moving further, rules of paraphrasing. So when I talk about the rules of paraphrasing, the first one is the use of synonyms. Use different words. Here is an example. It says, my car needs petrol. So think of the obviously like what you can say, my vehicle, or to be specific, you can just say my car requires fuel. That would be much specific word for the paraphrasing. Second, not all words need changing. I think Sanjeet asked this question. So please, here is the answer. Not all words requires changing in your paraphrasing. Fine. So be selective for which particular word you must use the synonyms. If you try to use a lot of synonyms, or if you try to paraphrase too much, not only it makes your sentence more complex, but there's a high possibility that the original meaning will be changed. So you will end up making a lot of mistakes while paraphrasing the topic, while trying to show just show up the range of structures. You might end up losing the original meaning context. So make sure that you don't change all the word meaning. Changing the word type. Sometimes what we do, it requires you to change the format of writing, or I would say specifically the way in which the words have been written. For example, let's suppose instead of development, I can say to develop. Instead of evaluation, I can say to evaluate. Analysis, to analyze. In the same way, air pollution, deteriorating air quality. All these words, you can change the word type. Let's have a look at the example. It says, we studied the statistics and then applied for funding. The same sentence can be paraphrased as, after studying the statistics, comma, we made an application for funding. It's giving us the same meaning, but has been rewritten in a different way, where we tried changing the word type only. This is again a good thing to learn for the paraphrasing part. Synonyms do not have the same meaning and cannot always be used at the same time. Now, this is again one of the blunders that the candidates preparing for the IELTS make. They take up, in order to increase the vocabulary range and learn the synonyms, they go to the Google, type any one word, search for the synonym, whichever things is good for them, they start typing it in their sentences. That is again a caution point where you need to take care of. Right. If I say Rajdhani is a fast train, that's completely fine. Right. But if I say on the other hand, Rajdhani is a quick train, it will be completely wrong. Right? Why? It's now some student paraphrase Rajdhani is a quick train. Now you're getting the statement wrong because fast and quick are the synonyms of each other. But when it comes to the word train, we only and only use the word fast. We don't say it was a rapid train. We don't say it was a quick train. We don't say it was a spurt or a swift train. All are the synonyms of each other, but we cannot use it with respect with the word train. It has to be fast only. That is again one of the areas where you need to take care of that. Though the synonym, for example, let's suppose if I say expensive, the one of the words, if you go and look at the Google, you will come across the word like you will see the word dear also. You will see extravagant, you will see lavish, precious, exorbitant. Now, suppose you decided to write drive slowly, life is exorbitant, or drive slowly, life is dear, life is costly. That's gonna be incorrect usage of the word. Because if I talk about expensive, expensive means valuable, priceless, every single thing. But if I talk about the word exorbitant, this word can only and only be used in terms of cost or prices. So exorbitant is the word I can use with any of the products, items, or the goods. But apart from that, I cannot use it anywhere else in that thing. I can say the cost of the car was exorbitant. That's completely fine. This is how you need to take when you are learning in the phase of learning synonyms. Do pay attention to this thing. Changing structure of the sentence. It is yet another effective way to restructure the original statement. Have a look. The example says the property developers invested $20 million in the development of the shopping center. Another way to write $20 million was invested in the development of shopping center. Or the paraphrased version, you can say the development of the shopping center absorbed a $20 million investment from the property developers. If you compare the first paraphrase and the second paraphrased version, the second one is giving me more appropriate meaning to the original statement as compared to the first one. Because somehow in the original statement, the property developers have been discussed. But if you look at the first paraphrase statement, they were not there. That's the difference we have to cater when we are changing the structure of the sentence. I hope so far everything is clear to everyone. Any questions? Asra ma'am, would you like to take it from here?
Yes. Okay. The instructions and word count in listening and reading. See, instructions and word count are an integral part in the listening and the reading modules. Why? Because you need to know how many words can you write. The moment you write or you exceed the word limit, your answers are going to be marked as incorrect. So suppose if it is written that you cannot write more than 3 words or letters, you cannot exceed to writing 4 words or 4 numbers, because that would be marked as an incorrect answer. So you have to be very particular about the word count. Ma'am, can you come to the next one? Okay. Now, blackboard is counted as 1 word. At school is going to be counted as 2 words. Ma'am, can you... Then at the railway junction would be counted as 3 words. 4:30 p.m. would be counted as 1 word, because the AM and PM is like it is not counted as a word on its own. So when you add 4:30 p.m. it is 1 word, or 9 a.m. it is again 1 word. Then 5 decades is counted as 2 words. So you have to be sure about how many words are counted as. The moment you add an hyphen, the whole word becomes 1 word, but the hyphenated word has to be recognized. I hope it is clear till now. Now, mother-in-law is counted as a 1 word, and don't is counted as another word because you have added up an apostrophe and then you have added t, but then again it is one word because don't or do not are not two different words, just one word. The next is $50.12 is again counted as one word because symbols do not count as a word or number. So whatever, if you add a symbol towards in the beginning of a word, it will still be counted as one word. 70% is counted as one word in the writing and one number in the reading. 25th of April is counted as two words in writing and one word and one number in the reading. Now you have to be very particular about the type of instructions that you get, where if they are saying no more than two words, that means you can either write one word or you can go up to writing two words, but you cannot write more than two words. The next is no more than three words. That means that you can add one word, you can write two words, or you can write three words, but not more than three words. So even if you write two words and the answer is completed, it will still be counted as the correct answer. The next is when they say no more than two words and or a number, that means that you can write one word plus one number, or you can write two words plus one number. That does not mean that you can write two numbers. Numbers are going to stay one, but you can add one more word. So either one word or a number, or two words and a number. If it is given that you cannot write more than two words or a number, that means one word or two words plus one number. Numbers cannot be written in two if in the instruction it says not more than two words or a number. So if the example over here is which day is Christmas Day, there are three options. Which option do you think would be correct? Write in the chat box. What do you think would be the correct answer? Can we show them the correct answer?
So they are saying A is the correct answer.
No, A would not be the correct answer, because if it is written over there that you can write 25th of December, ma'am, can you come to the next slide and show them the correct answer, please?
All right. So, okay, here if we talk about the
B is the answer, ma'am.
Shilpa, the
B.
instruction says no more than two words and or a number. So in that case, see, December is one word, 25th is one number. That means it's a combination of one word and one number, right?
Okay.
Even if you're writing 25th of December, so that means 25th of and December are two words and 25th is counted as one number, which is satisfying your criteria. On the other hand, if you write the C option, the 25th of December, so there are three words, that is
Three
the,
words and
of, and December. Yes. So it surpasses the instruction limits, and hence the answer is this one.
Now you have to tell us that whether these numbers are one word or two words. Kindly write your answers on the chat box. Please give your answers on the chat box. All right, we have the answers right now. So nowadays is one word. 32% is again one number. 5 p.m. is one number, as we have already told you that PM does not count as a number or a word. 1st of January is one word and one number. $60 is one number. Boarded on the train are 3 different words. Can't is one word, or cannot is also one word. 30,000 is again one word, and this date, because it's a date, it's one number. So this was all about today's session. I hope things were clear to you. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask us. Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
All right, then, ma'am, we can end the session now. Let's meet tomorrow with a different topic. Thank you so much for joining, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.